Georgia is the birthplace of wine. They have 8,000 years of winemaking, and that's why they call this cool wine shop 8,000 Vintages. We're gonna get a bottle of wine for one lucky guest at Nomad Capitalist Live. It's one of my favorites. Come inside. So Kisi is a white wine. I believe they're a little bit more dry, and I believe some of them are made in the kvery, which is the old clay pots that you put actually in the soil, the old school of winemaking. The UN actually adjudicated that Georgia was the first country where evidence of winemaking existed, again, thousands of years ago, and they're very proud of that. And yet most people don't know of Georgia as a wine culture. So right here we've got, they got some really nice dry wines like Saparavi. I love this Usaklauri is a red semi-sweet wine. Very few places do you find a semi-sweet wine. I actually like a little bit of sweet, not a late harvest, but just a little bit of sweetness. Georgians do it the best.
My name is Achi. I'm the sommelier in like the Abashidze Southern Vintages branch. I have the bachelor of like the winemaking and like the enology. In Georgia, this profession has like so much like the potential because we are the wine world. We have the like the oldest winemaking like the history. Gamarjoba. So we can start.
Why do you think that Georgian wines aren't as well known around the world?
In general, we have the most like the ancient tradition of winemaking because our name, Southern Vintages, comes from the history. 8,000 years ago, we have some specific evidences, and we found some specific grape parts and skins of the grapes, which are dated around 8,000 years. So from there, the winemaking starts in Georgia. We have the ancient clay vessel called qvevri. Here we have it. And I think this is the visit card for Georgia because it represents our like the oldest method of winemaking. But I think we have many things to work on to get with the competition with some high quality countries. But I think we have some specific types of wines which are like the unique and very unfamiliar for some people.
Let's take a look.
Okay, for today we will have 4 different types of wines. We will have 2 whites made in different like the technologies from different regions. The first one will be from like the Churichinebuli winery. This is very small family winery, and they have around 10,000 bottles in a year, the production. And in Georgia, it's mentioned as like the very low quantity production. And this is from like the 2 different types of grapes, Krahuna and Tsoane. This is fermented in like this clay vessel with the grape skin. It's around like the 30% of the grape skin, and then aged with the skin for 3 months, and then bottled.
Pretty cool, like a family crest. Wouldn't you like that to be your family coat of arms? And the cork is pretty cool too.
In our shop, we have around 500 different producers, and 90% of them are family wineries, because in Georgia, if you go to Kakheti or some like the wine region, many people, 99% do their wines in their home cellars. They have the small quarries, and it's our tradition to have wine for us also, for the traditional table, for the people. The second wine will be from Kakheti, from like the Khikhwi grape. This is also one of the highest quality grapes from Kakheti. This wine was fermented with 100% of the skin and then aged in qvevri for 6 months. We can open up, we can move on to the wines. It's always better to serve these kinds of wines on more to room temperature, because European style wines are known that it must be cold, because this coldness always balances the acidity levels. But here we have much more intensity. We have the dryness from the specific chemicals called tannins, and it must be consumed when it's on a room temperature, because it balances the acidity and tannins.
These are both qvevri wines.
Yes, but made in different regions with different technologies.
It's got a really interesting finish.
Yes, there's some specific dryness which you can feel with your tongue, specific like the parts of the tongue. And in the fermentation process in qvevri, in this vessel, when the wine is fermented with the qvevri, with the skin, the wine gets some specific coloring chemicals called pigments from the skin, and the wine gets this kind of amber color. We always use the amber. Some people use it orange, but with the wine terminology, we always use like
Amber?
Amber color for
Yeah, it's not a straw.
Yes.
That's deeper.
Yes.
How many Georgian wines win awards outside of this region?
To be honest, many. Also some European style wines, some red wines, but query wines need some time because for some competitors and sommeliers, these kinds of wines are very unfamiliar, and mostly they have the different opinions about query.
When I went to Ireland and the UK, they all have one red wine, and they say, well, we only like dry wine, so it's a Saperavi, it's one. I've never seen it here, like a Bedoba.
Bedoba, yes.
Bedoba? I've
Bedoba,
never seen it
yes.
here.
Bedoba is very important, like the time for Georgian people. Also.
The day of January 2nd?
Yes, around there. And also, Saperavi is one of our unique grape, and I think it's like the very close to some high quality European style of grapes, for example, so Cabernet Sauvignon or some Shiraz. It's very dark skinned, very intensive grape, and it has so much potential of aging in Georgia. With the Georgian types of grapes right now, also in our shop, we have the oldest and the most expensive wine from Saperavi because it has so much potential, and also in the future it will be in like a very top level, I think.
Do you want to explain the plate here?
So this is our mixed board. This is exactly for the degustation. We have different types of Georgian food here. We have two types of cheese. This is on the left corner. We have the cheese from Imereti, and we call it Imeretian cheese. And this cheese is very unique in Georgia and very traditional food.
It's like a Solguni?
Yes. No, Sulguni here. We have
this
the
is
right.
Sulguni?
Yeah, this is the Sulguni. This is the Imeretian cheese. This Sulguni is from Samegrelo. This is the part in the western part of Georgia, and we call Sulguni. And it's a little bit different with the saltiness levels. Imeretian cheese is a little bit salty than the Sulguni, but both these kinds of cheese are very suitable with the query wine too, because this kind of saltiness levels always balances the tannins and balances the acidity levels with the wine. And then we have different types of ham from the different regions. Here we have the two different types of Saperavis from two different regions. The first Saperavi is from the middle part of Kakheti, made in traditional query style, and the last Saperavi will be from the upper part of Kakheti together. I think that's why it's pretty important. And also from 500 different producers, around 200 produces Saperavi. It's pretty common grape, but it doesn't mean that it's like a normal quality. It's very high quality. It has so much like a strong immune system with the diseases and everything, and that's why it's pretty the comfortable grape to work on. And that's why we have it with a high quantity and different types of methods. We can move on to the second Saperavi from the upper part of Kakheti, and mostly in general we have the Caucasus Mountains, and this kind of the specific winds and breezes coming from the Caucasus Mountains always softens and regulates hot climate in Kakheti. That's why it's pretty important to have this kind of the different the mountains and also some lower the regions.
So this is more. I'm looking for the word. What is the word? That's what I'm looking at. It's almost a violet.
Very dark, the garnet color.
It's a garnet
color. Yes, very intensive. Also, when you swirl the glass, you can feel the tears on the sides.
You can already.
Yeah.
Berlin and Tbilisi share a little bit of, I think, the bohemian vibes as well.
Yes.
This is very dry.
Yes, very intensive with the
Is that blackberry?
Yes, blackberries on the nose. Yes, exactly. Some black plum, this kind of the black fruits are very, very intensive and very well dominated.
That is intense.
Yes, very intensive, yes.
So Georgians recently got visa-free travel to China.
Yes.
What do you think that means for exports of wine to China? Are you seeing any movement as Georgia and China open up?
Yes, I think it will have so much effect on the wine business, and it will be much more easier to export or import the wines from there, or import the wines from the China, because they have some specific wines too, as I know. And I think it will have the effect because it has so much effect with the politics. This the visa thing, I think it will change everything. Yes.
I think the president should appoint an international wine ambassador, like an ambassador to the United Nations, and I will appoint myself to go around the world and sell the Georgian wines
Thank you so much.
on behalf of the
Yeah.
country.
Thank you so much.
I'll wear the flag pin.